Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're enjoying your day so far, and yesterday was potentially a pretty big day for competitive Call of Duty because it looks like Raid is going to be returning to Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War from Black Ops 2, where it is certainly, in my opinion, one of the best competitive maps, one of the best maps in general that we've ever had in Call of Duty history. It should play great in theory for all three modes. Seems like it is going to be returning to Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. I think it was in Black Ops 3 as well as a map called Empire, played pretty similarly as well in some GBs and stuff, but it was certainly very different with the boots off the ground. This time around, it should play identically in theory, back to a 4 versus 4 environment, hardpoint search and destroy. We'll have to see how control might play out, but yes, this obviously is a rumor right now, nothing confirmed as of yet, but I've also heard behind the scenes that this may be the case, and well, pros are gearing up for Raid to be in this title. Intrigued to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new. As always, I'd greatly appreciate it. Really helps out the channel. Thank you very much for doing that. Quickly to mention this from Fire, given he was rumored to be going on to the Paris Legion, seems like, oh well, something might be going on there, but this is what comes out yesterday. So a few maps come out as kind of leaks from this Black Ops Cold War account, leaking that, okay, there's 4 new maps coming to the game. Chrono CDL Intel reply saying, okay, are some of these 2v2 maps? There were some things that went out. I'm not going to share some of the images just because I know Activision are pretty hot on the DMCA stuff, but I'll leave everything relevant linked in the description box below. So as Shot says, look, only one of them I believe is a 2v2. The Mall map is 6v6, Apocalypse 6v6, June 6v6. So some of these names that have been linked for these new maps over the last couple of weeks here, it definitely seems pretty positive to me, especially given the fact that all these maps are now free. They're now like, well, they're no longer DLC as they were in the past, where you had to pay for it and stuff. So seems even more likely to me that if Raid does come back, or if some of these additional maps they're adding for Season 1 on December the 10th are actually any good, it seems very likely that they're going to actually try and add them into the competitive rotation. I think the pros would be very happy about that, given the map set right now is probably the biggest question mark about Black Ops Cold War. Everything else, in my opinion, with the exception of maybe Control playing a little bit questionably, we'll talk about that later in the video, it's pretty damn good in this game as it stands right now. So here we go. This is what Addy Source, Black Ops Leak says. Now take this lightly. Raid is back for Season 1. We can see S1_MP_Raid _ Cairo or whatever. So it basically looks to me like an exact Raid remake based in Cairo, Egypt. Now, well, this is the image, of course, from Raid back in the day on Black Ops 2, and I genuinely thought when I first saw this image that these guys came out with yesterday, that I'll leave in the description box below for you guys to check out under the first link in the pinned comments. But yeah, this image effectively, I thought that the new version of Raid was just the old version with like an Instagram filter on it or something, but it's not the case, because this version that you can see right here, this is the Black Ops 2 version, of course. You've got the ringside, you've got top red, you've got bottom red, you've got the driveway, you've got the van, you've got the Lambo, you've got open stairs over here to the left side, Zig here in middle. So yeah, of course, traditional Raid stuff, we love to see it. But this new version is literally identical to this in basically every way, with the exception of the trees being different. I noticed that this new version, like they're more like a palm tree. I don't know too much about trees, but yeah, this tree is certainly different to the tree that is in the new version, and also distinctly the car is different as well, so it's no longer a Lambo, it's something else. I don't really know. I think it's a Ferrari or something. Not really sure. It was difficult to tell exactly from the image, but it basically is just this Raid with a facelift, right? And everything looks pretty similar, and that's certainly a positive to me, because if you guys remember, of course, Modern Warfare last year, they brought back Crash, pretty legendary map from Call of Duty 4, was pretty good in COD 4 Remastered as well. I was never the biggest fan of that map though, but they did bring it back in Modern Warfare, but completely changed it up. I mean, it was pretty much a similar map, but they added doors to the map, and they added like an extra section around the back of Blue Building, and it just wasn't quite the same, didn't quite play the same. Nobody really played it in game battles and stuff. They just played the standard Modern Warfare maps that shipped with the title. But this time around, if it is just straight Raid, nothing has changed, everything is how it was in Black Ops 2, then we are certainly in for a good time here, because Raid's certainly one of the best Call of Duty maps of all time. You could certainly argue it's the best hardpoint map we have ever had. For Search and Destroy as well, certainly the case for public matches. I think it's always been fantastic. I wonder exactly how Control would work, as it does seem like that is going to be the third game mode for this year's competitive play. Maybe you have, you know, one hardpoint over here on the ring side, and maybe one over in basket, or one control point even over in basket. I think honestly where the hardpoint locations are for this map, so there's the first one's in ring, the second one's over in kitchen, third one's back in the garage in the backside, then it's in basket, then it goes back to mid. So yeah, some of those certainly would work, I think, for control points as well. If you guys are not sure exactly where the bomb sites are, one of the bomb sites is right here. That was the A bomb, I think, and then the B bomb site was down by Tiki Hut on that yeah, on that pool side of the map. So certainly great news. This is another look at Raid from a slightly different angle, and what I wanted to look at now was some of the maps that we've had added to competitive rotations that have been DLC maps in the past, kind of with the question of, okay, if Raid does come back to the game, is it going to be a competitive map? Are they, they're going to be happy with that? Do the developers more want it to be the maps that they had actually shipped with the game? But I don't believe that will have to be the case, because I looked back to Advanced Warfare. This is the Season 3 playoffs of that season, and a lot of maps were added by this time into the rotation. So Biolab, Detroit, Retreat, Solar, Comeback, and Recovery and Riot. These maps shipped with the game, and Solar as well, I already mentioned that. But a number of the other ones actually came after the fact. So Compound was a DLC map, so was Drift, so was Parliament, and so was Skyrise. So we'll have a look at these here. This was Drift, you guys might remember this if you watched Advanced Warfare Competitive. This was played in the competitive rotation, the latter half of the title. We also had Parliament as well. This was played for Uplink, so honestly a kind of cool looking map. Not sure it played the best in my opinion. Compound as well was played in Hardpoint, so this one you guys might not remember. It was kind of an ugly one to be honest, but it was added to the competitive rotation. And then we had Skyrise as well, played briefly on the Search and Destroy side, a remake of course of High Rise from Modern Warfare 2. So in the past they've definitely added maps into the rotation. Before, I mean, most of these games have been Sledgehammer games because this was Advanced Warfare. And then the other time this happened was in World War II with Valkyrie coming back. You guys might remember that Valkyrie was a remake of Detroit from Advanced Warfare, but it was actually flipped on its head. So this is the inverse of what Detroit looked like if you're trying to figure out exactly what's going on the screen right now. So this is yellow building, but reversed. This is into green. This is like the mid-hospital area. This is school down here. So you can see that they've just flipped Detroit, and that's basically what Valkyrie was from World War II that you can see here. A few legendary moments on this one. So this was the last time that we got a DLC map in competitive play. And at this time, like, Valkyrie wasn't even in the competitive rotation in, like, League Play and in Arena or whatever it was called. I think it was just called Ranked Play, right, in World War II. It wasn't even in that because it was, like, a DLC map. This time around, if Raid does come back, as it looks like it is going to, then we're probably at a nice little point where Raid is going to be in the map for everyone. It's going to be in the game for everyone. Therefore, it can be in the rotation as well for League Play whenever League Play does come out. We're not exactly sure when that's going to be as it stands right now. But, yeah, also on the competitive side. And maybe some other maps as well in addition, right? So, okay, we've got Raid coming back. We've got these other maps as well. Maybe one of them is going to be a 2v2 gunfight map. Maybe a couple of them are. But we do have some other 6v6 maps as well. Certainly the question arises, what is the map pool going to look like going forwards? Because the map pool right now is a bit questionable in my opinion. Crossroads I think is good. I really like it. Moscow as well I like. Garrison I'm kind of, well, I don't know. I'm not sold on Garrison. I think it can certainly work. It's a little bit ugly at times, but definitely works for competitive play. So I think that Checkmate as well for Search and Destroy is arguable. Not sure about it for the respawn modes. Miami for Search and Destroy is also acceptable. Don't particularly like Armada Strike, and Cartel is a bit questionable in my opinion. Maybe if they got rid of the bushes, and Satellite is just a no-go. So with these maps in consideration, a few of them work okay for competitive. I think Crossroads, Moscow, and Garrison I'm pretty happy with. And yeah, Checkmate can certainly be decent as well. Miami on occasion. But if Raid is coming into effect, which, well, is definitely going to be the best map in this game in my opinion, because, well, it's probably the best map of all time. And then we've got some other 6v6 maps coming on December the 10th. We honestly could be in for a really, really good year here. And the pros haven't really been tweeting about this yet, but I imagine that when it does happen, they're going to be pretty happy with this turn of events. So certainly intrigued to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Would you like to see Raid played for every map? Do you think it's going to play the same like it did in the past, right? Because maybe, okay, the movement speed might be slightly different in this game, the timings might be different, but, at least it is a 4 versus 4 boots on the ground title, just like Black Ops 2. In theory, it should play pretty well, and, well, I'm certainly hoping it doesn't fall behind expectations here, and, well, definitely looks like just a straight copy and paste job from Black Ops 2, which maybe some people are not too happy with. They prefer new maps into the game, which I certainly understand, but in my opinion, why fix what is not broken? And, well, Black Ops 2's Raid was certainly not. Maybe over time we'll see some other maps as well. I'd love to see Standoff, maybe Slums or something like that, even though I feel like we've had Slums in the last so many Call of Duties it got remade. So maybe just Standoff this time around. That was remade as well, and I would certainly love to see it in the game. Intrigued to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. And just speaking of League Play then, Coordinate City Intel comes out with this yesterday, so spoke with the Black Ops Leaks guys who did a number of the things, including leaking Raid, but unfortunately didn't find anything in the game files related to League Play, so it looks like, well, Black Ops 4 League Play launched on February the 21st, and maybe we're in for something similar here. Could still be a couple of months down the line, but I'd really like it to happen like around the time where the league launches, right? It's a great promotional thing, the fact that, okay, the league is coming out, well, at least the league is starting up again, and in addition to that, we've got League Play, and now in the game you guys can play like the pros here on all the maps that they're playing on this weekend, because always the first weekend of the season is always a big one, always gets a lot of viewership, always a lot of hype around it for the first matchups of the season, then it kind of dies out and then builds up again towards towards the World Championship. So certainly hoping they can capitalize on that initial wave, bring in league play in, and hopefully bring in a lot of new fans into Call of Duty as a result of that. Just to mention this as well before we finish the video, so Steve Vortex yesterday was talking about, look, how does overtime even work in Control? Had a map where I spawned in on offense last round and we had more EKIA, score, and real kills. Also tested if it's based on damage and the person with more kills and score is in the test got defense. So confusing. Silly says, look, just count the total deaths on each team. Whoever has more deaths will be offense. Kind of saying that because the eliminations aren't an accurate view of your kills, because it kind of includes assists and stuff like this. And then, well, Vortex says that's not really the case in this situation. And then Matt Squancer and Trek says, look, I think we've figured it out. The logic is only accounting for the team lives, so any kills after the tickets are gone do not count towards overtime logic. Assumption is the difference in kills occurred during the single life portion of the round. Thanks to Methods for sending me this. Not really sure what he means on that one. If you guys could decipher it, I'd be intrigued to hear it. And he continues as well, also sorting out the issue of lives widget going back up from 5 to 8 in CDL Control or whatever. So certainly they're working on the control side, and then, well, hopefully it will work on Raid as well. And we get to see that map in all its glory here in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Certainly some exciting stuff, and also potentially some exciting stuff for Jeremy Astachio. That being Study with some announcements on the horizon. Given the fact that last season, at the end of last season, he was a talent for the Call of Duty League, was one of the casters. Maybe we're going to be getting some sort of announcements relatively soon on what the casting lineups are going to be looking like for the upcoming season. Intrigued to hear your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, I'd greatly appreciate a like on the video. It really helps out the YouTube algorithm know you enjoyed this content. Other people like you may enjoy this content as well, and help grow the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you for watching as always, take care, and I will see you next time.